Hi, everyone. Welcome to Psych 204, Introduction to Research Methods in Psychology. I'm Professor Hensley, and I am going to be your guide for this semester on all things psychology research. I wanted to make a video to kind of outlining the class for you to give you an idea of what it's all about. I will tell you that I have inherited this class from Dr. Mike Drysdale, and he had some videos that I thought were really good. And so I've kept them in the website, in our Blackboard site. So please don't freak out if you see, a video from Dr. Drysdale talking about we're going to do this. It just seems silly to remake them when he did a perfect job explaining the assignment. So I just want to make sure that you know that. So this class is going to be about, shocker, psychological research. And so we have a textbook that we're going to be using that basically is going to walk you through all the different types of psychological research and the ethics that are involved in it, the differences between different kinds of experiments and tools that are used. We are not, and I want to make sure this is clear, we are not doing any research on human beings. Okay, that requires a whole thing of internal review boards and permissions and that sort of thing. So what we're actually doing is we're doing the work that leads up to submitting a proposal to one of those regulatory boards if we wanted to go ahead through this. Okay, so this is your introduction to that. You're not actually doing any experiments on people. You're doing research, but you're not doing experiments. So I want to make sure that that's clear. The class is divided up into weeks in Blackboard. So, each week we'll have a due date. Everything's due on Fridays by 11:59 p.m. except the last week, which is finals week. Then it's due Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Vincennes time. So we are on Eastern time. So whatever time it is in New York is what time it is here in Vincennes. That's probably the easiest way to let you know. So every week you'll have a chapter in the book to read and a quiz over that chapter. There are no exams in this class. Yay! The quizzes are sufficient. So just keep that in mind. There are no exams. Then starting in week 3, we're going to start breaking down the different types of steps that you take in order to start a research project. So be sure that you see, this course schedule that's in Blackboard. You want to keep track because each of the research elements, it starts with questions. Okay, the first assignment is going to be write 3 research questions. You have to submit that assignment in order to unlock the next one. So you need to be sure that you are keeping up with the assignments, because if you get behind, then all of your assignments are going to be late. And there's a point where you aren't going to get any points for submitting the assignment, even if you submit it, because you'll be beyond the deadline. So please just really keep that in mind and make sure that you are on top of your assignments and your due dates. There are due dates in Blackboard. It should show up on the calendar within Blackboard, as well as there's a course schedule in there, and it's in the syllabus. So there will be a few, I think 3 discussion boards that are going to ask you to post something, and then by the end of the following week, respond to 2 students' postings. So I know that sometimes we post and then we're like, oh, come on, somebody else post so I can finish this. That's why I've given you a week to do those responses. And you will peer review each other's literature review. Around week 8 is when you're going to have the literature review, maybe week 9. So just keep that in mind, that you're going to submit yours, but then you're also going to read 2 other students' papers and just give feedback. Okay, it's just we're going to learn from each other as we go through this. And since we don't have a traditional classroom setting to do that in, we're going to use the tools that we have. So there is no final exam for this class. Your final paper is going to be due finals week. So just again, keep in mind what's going on and where things are. And that will be written in APA format. I highly recommend that you get the APA manual. This one is mine, and this is the full APA manual. It's like $30 on Amazon. There is a concise student version of this book that you certainly could get to. I personally, I like the spiral, just makes it easier to find things. So, and to leave the book open. You can also use Purdue OWL, and I will have a link to that in Blackboard for you. It is also a great resource for APA formatting. I strongly advise you not to use a bibliography creator when you're doing your references. They are never right. Even if it looks good and it's like, oh, it says APA 7. No. So you can use it, but just make sure that you go back in and you correct any of your references that are not correct and not in proper APA format. That is a pretty big sticking point in psychological writing. So I will be looking at APA format pretty heavily. Other than that, I'll have office hours virtually on Mondays from 2:30 to 3:30, and there'll be a link to that Zoom if you want to use that. If that doesn't work for you, if you need to talk to me another time, shoot me an email, send me a text, send me a Blackboard message. You can certainly call me as well, and we can set something up. If you are here on the Vincennes campus, my office is in the Summers building, which is the social science building. I'm on the second floor, room 217. And I'm here Monday through Thursday. And on Fridays, I have an office in Davis Hall, room 128. You're certainly welcome to come to any of those office hours as well. So I hope you have the best semester ever. I hope this class is useful and interesting. And I look forward to reading your assignments and to see what you're interested in studying. So thanks.